If we go into technicalities of the law and we forget, why do you want that law? Why do you want the Bill of Rights? Is to improve your welfare. What is really happening, and actually you have mentioned, we actually as a country, we have spent a lot of time seeking positions, but not seeking to improve the welfare of the people. We forget it. If you look at when we started with the section 2A, when we came to multi-party, I remember that I was still practicing as a doctor, so I wasn't involved in this. People wanted this freedom. People want the freedom so that they can do their things. So we got the multi-party thing and so on. There was a big struggle to say, if bila, yawezekana bila Moi. Moi went. But did we then achieve what we wanted? That people live in harmony, there is justice, there is fairness, the inclusiveness. Do you know why? We use those things because we seek power. Once we have gotten power, before I got into politics, somebody once told me, a very senior politician, and I thought it was a joke. I'm beginning to think that for most politicians, it's not about the people, it's about power. I don't even know what they do with it. So even when you talk to BBI, when you talk of NADCO, when you talk of Chapter 4, we have not achieved those things despite that. What was the BBI talking about? Youth and employment, inclusivity, constitutional rights, compensation for those. The same thing. We came to NADCO.
We have the memorandum of understanding.
Yeah, exactly. It is the same thing that was also in NADCO. Again, it's the same thing that is actually in memorandum of understanding. What it is telling us, Dibal, is we haven't moved. We have changed these laws, we have got a progressive constitution, and also, but we haven't actually utilized them to actually achieve what we want. That is why when you start from multipartyism, then now you get rid of Moi, you get a new constitution, then now we come to BBI, then now you come to NADCO, then you come to memorandum of understanding. What do you get? We are still talking about the same things. So to me, I told you, I'm a member of ODM, and I do this because these are things that the ODM as a party and Raila as our leader, he has been actually talking about all these things up to the end. Now, so even if you look at when the Gen Zs came against the finance bill, I remember that day, I actually stood and told people on the other side who were supporting, I said, you know, even at this moment, if we can just say, let's drop this bill, that demonstration will end. I didn't know they were actually getting into parliament.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we are telling them, let's drop this bill. So we didn't want the bill. But what happens, Dibal? When you bring chaos, when chaos comes, you start by not being fair, you start by being unjust, you start by using positions, you pretend that you actually inclusivity, when it is now done and checked that there is no inclusivity. Yesterday we were discussing a report of the cohesion, the Committee on Cohesion. Every institution, you take the head of that institution, and ethnically you can tell who is employed there. Across the board.